Several hours later, actually it's the next day, moulds are ready to go, and I've just got this, I don't know what I'm doing today, so I've not long been here. I've just set the side skirt up, stickers peeling there. I've just noticed I missed a bit of polishing, but obviously I've had issues with these front corners, so I'm going to change this so it's right. I think it's got a bit of a twist on it, like it looks like it is twisted that way. And then this bit here, I didn't think it was going to bug us as much as it does, but it really does. I'm trying to get this. Can you see that ripple in the reflection? So what it does is it dips down a bit from there quite sharply, and then starts to climb again to there. But that's straight. That does have a bit of a dip in it as well. It's almost translating into this area, but either way I don't like it because it doesn't follow the line of the door. You know, it dips in, and I just don't like the reflection it gives off. It's not the right shape, you know. So I did put a ton of filler in originally in the first side skirts, like a lot, so they were really dipped in. So I've got it out a bit, and I thought it would be enough because it interferes in this area here. I was like, right, okay, I'll do it and see what it looks like. But yeah, it definitely needs done. Definitely needs done on both sides. This side's the worst side. So I'm looking at that, but I've just chopped a bit of wood to wedge the back door from rattling, and proper pulled the tendon in my elbow. So I don't know whether I fancy doing any sanding today. We'll see. Might loosen up a bit. Right, so just to give you an idea, I need to put a bit of tape down this side just to gauge my distance. But if I run that roughly where the arch meets, you can see, and into there as well, and it's just creating a horrible reflection on the car. It just spoils the shape of the side of the car. So this is going to require a considerable dollop of you-know-what. Not just filler, but funky filler. It's actually, if I make it thin enough, it'd almost be like self-leveling, wouldn't it? I'm now considering setting that up so it's flat, because it's not the worstest of ideas, like, is it? This table's not very flat. I like to get the resin mixed in first before I put the hardener in. That's it, all of that will go in there. I may as well get it off the board for now. Get it all down to the surface, so I know I've got it in good contact, and then I'll start leveling it out a bit. I'm going to be so much happier with this when it's done. Just have a little look what it's like. The number plate has a new lease of life. Still loads to go. Wow. Gonna need a cement mixer. It's Monday. Welcome back to the channel. Don't know whether this is the end of the last video or the beginning of a new one, but it's Monday anyway. Tatty's here. He's taking the Brembos off. Look at the difference in colour from side to side. He's taking the Brembos off the rot box. It is quite a rotten car, like. So those are going to be going on that. I've got some other thoughts for this as well. I maybe won't tell you about that. It's a front end thing. So we've got a new addition to the family today. Well, he's not really a new addition to the family. Oh, this is where I got to with the... I'm happy with it now. I've just got to recreate that channel. I'm not going to give him this side skirt though. Probably not the other one either. There's just too much filler in it. that would be proper cheeky. So I'll have to make a mould and do the thing. So it actually has unbought me time. That one might be all right, I don't know, but still, we'll see. Those are ready to make moulds of. And as you can see, we're now illuminated in here. So as you can see, now I can see. Couldn't see anything, it was torture working with that lamp. This mould, we're getting ready to make the roof, but I've got a repair to do on the mould where the gel coat crinkled in there. So I need to do that repair, and then we'll, you know, get the plasticine in and wax it. And then through here, the new old addition to the family is Matt. Say hello, Matt. So Matt is my daughter's fiance. So is it too soon to be calling him son? I've never called you son, have I? No. I won't start. There might be times when I do, but it won't become a regular thing. If I call you son, it's because I'm really trying to stress something to you. So obviously Paul's car's here. He dropped it off on Sunday and got the train home. So long day for him, but we're busy stripping this down now. So that's Matt's first job. Now he's like not a mechanic, and he's a security guard really. He throws people out of buildings for a living. I don't know, I know where my tub is, but I don't know where all this went. I lost it all on the strip down of mine. It was chaos. I didn't take mine to bits either, to be fair. So this will be a good teller of how easy it is to strip down an MR2, because bar jacking it up and putting it on the axle stands and pointing at stuff and saying, right, you need to take that off, and that off. The panels, not that I didn't tell him where any bolts were or anything. So yeah, we'll see how easy it is to do. He started about 10:30, so he's into it an hour and 20 minutes. He doesn't know we're timing him. So I've had an idea. I was thinking this is the red gel coat for the roof, for repairing the roof. And I thought I'll just fire some filler in it. And I thought, nah, it's better with gel coat. But gel coat doesn't have any, although it's a bit like super funky filler, it's got no strength to it. So I thought, why don't I mix? I've actually got some pre-mixed funky filler in there as well. Why don't I mix some filler with it? And it's about a 60-40 mix in it. That should stiffen it up, and it's like red funky filler, but I don't know what it's gonna go off like. So I'll do a little test and see, because last time I experimented with filler like this, bit is in the arse and I had to scrape it all back out again. I tried collecting filler dust and mixing it with resin to see if it would make a filler. It did, but it didn't make a filler that went hard. It's still a bit runny, but I'll stiffen it up a little bit more. Don't really want to get red in the can, like. Forget the crusty stuff from the top. Now obviously I'm going to have a lot of wastage here because I don't need a lot, but I'm just trying to work out. So if I take that bit there. At the very least I've discovered something that I can make my filler coloured, which is ace. You know, if this works, it means funky filler's just going to get like a whole lot extra funky, because I could have it whatever colour I want. I think that's a bit too much filler. Just going to have a bit more of that. And then we'll just activate this. Well, actually, I'll just activate a little bit of it because that's enough to fill my hole. Touch more. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a good mix of gel coat and resin. Right. Pull some of this aside. Got a right old mess going on here. Uh-oh. I won't be able to tell when hardness mixed in properly. I'll just let that go off. Red filler. Cool. And then I don't know what I'll do with that. I could maybe use it to make my badge, which I don't know where I've put it. I'll be painting it anyway, what am I thinking? So that little fella there, he's been the shop mascot for quite a while. I've had him for yonks, long before the garage. And he's the mechanic of Rory's racing car. I can't remember his name. Does he look like anybody? He looks like he's got one of them Instagram filters on, doesn't he? You know, makes your face all mental. Anyway, he's keeping an eye on Matt, just making sure that he's doing a good job. Actually, he looks a little bit surprised at what you're doing at the minute. He's like, what the f? Yeah. Still a bit soft. I'll give it a little bit more time. It's definitely going though. It's certainly strong. Right. The time is now just gone 12:30. So he's been on it 2 hours. We'll put him back to his little home. So where we are, we've got the rear bumpers off, wheels are off, plates, bonnet, engine cover, front surround, strut brace. Bit of a progress report. Got this nice now. Possibly even 2 straight. We'll see when I get it on the car up again the door. I've got a couple of holes to fill in. I've been poking that one out so that I could get plenty of filler in it. Tatty's on with the electrics, so I can't do much through the back. But woo! I've been making a bat logo on the back window and I've fiberglass over it to make it 3D, just for the crack. It's getting cut out anyway. And I've done the repair on there. The filler's worked great. I'm going to polish that once I get the plugs back on, and then I can start plasticine on this and then wax it. Matt's doing well. Just on with taking the wings off. He's got the rear quarters off, the rear bumpers off. Not long before he's got the wings off. It's just gone 2 o'clock, so coming up to 3 hours, which isn't bad at all. Like, you might be as well just taking the front bumper off first, and then it'll be out the way. Yeah, just filling pinholes, just little air bubbles. It's easier pushing them in with your fingers, but there's not a. If I was using a card, it would make more of a mess. Got a little lollipop stick here, my little tongue back thing. Done that top edge as well, because that top edge was bugging us as well. I'd put vinyl over it anyway, but so you couldn't see it, but seeing as this is the mould and I've got a chance to improve it, or rather this is going to be a new mould and I've got a chance to improve it and get it as good as I can. Tiny little low spot, there's another one here. So I'm not expecting this to go shiny or anything like the filler. The surrounding area will, but obviously that's still got filler in it. So it's slightly porous, but it's smooth, and the wax it'll release off the wax. There's no mechanical adhesion, so that should be fine. And the back of the roof gets painted anyway, so that doesn't matter. It should be strong anyway. So this is as far as I got today. This is the second side skirt. The other one's over there, finished. Matt had to go and get the girls from school, so this is as far as he got, 3.5 hours. So just to give you an idea of strip down time, there's still the inner arches to come off, the rear cross member, this wing, hinges, and inner arch again, and front cross member, and then obviously the doors. So he's done well, and then Tatty's been doing all sorts of bits and pieces. He's been messing on with the electrics most of the day, but this is now ready to lift, to start lifting anyway. Obviously, like when the engine mounts are still to do and that, but when you pull them up you always find something else that is still attached, so it's on its way out anyway though. And then through here I've been messing on with the mould. Jonathan pointed out 2 things. One, the revision was to change, would cut across there, and this was all rough, but at that point there it bolts on. So I'd cut that off on mine because it was all scabby, but I'm tidying up that mould and so that it can bolt on in the corners. But also this, I had to make a change to the mould, remember, to the car, to the roof. At one point really late in the game, I realised that the roof wasn't sitting, there was a different gap, and it wasn't the clam that was not straight, there was still a dip in the roof. And at that point I then altered the roof, so I'm just like locking up, everything's off through there. I made a big alteration to the roof, I think after I moulded it, so got that to deal with now. I don't want to do the filling again on that, so, but I won't know. I can go back through the videos and maybe work it out, but I had to put filler in that side, I think. Just wasn't sitting how I wanted it to. Yeah, what I was on about before, about changing the front, I'm going to take this framework out, goes around the radiator, down there, around there, and is essentially the mount for the radiator really, fixed to the inside of the chassis legs. I'm going to take that off, move the fuse box, drop the power steering pump down, and move the radiator back into more of a flat position back here underneath the bonnet vent, and that gives us more room to play with stuff in the middle. So, and I can create a duct going in and out, because I'm not really planning on putting that back in there. That's where we're at. I haven't been recording much because I've been all over the place doing bits, so that's me heading home anyway. Got a course tonight, law of attraction. I've been doing it all week, Megan and me. So go and do that. And not here tomorrow, I'm tattooing. I might get out in the morning to give him a quick hand with the engine because I've got a gap in the morning, but other than that I've got a job in the afternoon. So yeah, I'll be back on, what is it? Monday? No, Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. Bye for now.